Hey everyone, this is Walter from Tilta, and this is the quick start guide to the Nucleus-Nano wireless lens control system. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to sync up your controller and your motor. So you're going to insert the 14500 battery into the controller, and using the 5-volt USB, you're going to connect the motor to a source of power. So once you have everything powered up, you're going to scan the 15 available channels on the controller by double-clicking the up button or the down button. And you're going to find a corresponding channel on the motor by double-clicking the up button or the down button on the motor. So now that we have everything synced up, we're going to calibrate the motor. Fastest way to do that is by holding the calibrate button down on the controller and wait for 3 seconds. Another way to calibrate the motor is by holding the down button on the motor and wait for 3 seconds. You can also speed up the process by holding the down button. Once you see this prompt screen come up, double click and it will initiate calibration right away. Now that we have everything calibrated, let me show you how to mount the Nucleus-Nano onto your camera body. Provided in the Nucleus-Nano kit is this 15mm rail mounting plate that also has 1/4-20 mounting points at the bottom of the plate. That way you can still mount your Manfrotto style balancing plate that comes on your G2X, your G crane, and your Ronin S. Now that we have these 2 plates attached, you can mount your Nucleus-Nano motor onto the 15mm rail, connect your motor to your lens, and using the 5-volt USB, you can connect the Nucleus motor to a source of power on your gimbal body. Now that we have all these things connected, you can start balancing your camera on your gimbal. For help balancing your camera, you can always go to the manufacturer's website, or you can go on YouTube. They have a ton of different videos on tips and tricks on how to balance a gimbal. So now that we have everything balanced up, let me show you how to mount the Nucleus-Nano controller onto the Gravity G2X, the Ronin S, and the G crane. To mount it to the G2X, you're going to simply take the mounting plate and the M6 screw provided, and using the M6 screw, you're going to tighten the plate onto the RE rosette. Then simply lift the latch, slide the controller in with the record button facing up, and then tighten down the latch. To attach the controller onto the G crane, you're going to use the provided G crane adapter that gives you a M6 mounting point. Attach this adapter to the G crane body, and now you can tighten down the plate onto the G crane adapter using the provided M6 screw. Then again, simply lift up the latch, slide in the controller, and lock it down. To mount the controller onto a Ronin S, you're going to remove the existing controller by removing the M4 screws. Save one of these screws because we're going to use it to mount the mounting plate onto the side of the Ronin S. And then once you have that M4 screw tightened down, simply lift the latch, drop in the controller, and lock it down. The Nucleus-Nano controller mounting plate can be mounted on any standard RE rosette, including those found on most Tilta cages. So now that we have everything mounted up, let's talk about manual calibration for those of you that have lenses without hard stops. So provided with the Nano kit are these zip tie style photo lens follow focus gears, or you can always go to our friends at followfocusgears.com to get a custom made seamless follow focus gear that is made specifically for your lens. To initiate the manual calibration process, you're going to turn the gears on your lens all the way to its minimum focus. You're going to turn your knob on your controller all the way to its minimum focus, which is clockwise. And then you're going to attach the Nano motor onto the lens. With the Nano motor attached, you're going to double click the calibrate button that sets your minimum focus, and then slowly turn the knob counterclockwise until you reach infinite focus on your lens. And then double click calibrate again to complete the manual calibration process. So now that we have everything manually calibrated, let's talk about AB marks. So let's say I had a focus pull from 3 to 5 feet, but I didn't want to use such a small throw of my focus knob to achieve the pull. What I'm going to do is do an AB range. So to initiate this AB range, I'm going to first look for my A mark. Click set once. You're going to see on the screen a little A up here. You're going to search for your B. Once you're there, you're going to press set one more time and you'll see a little B. So you'll see an A with 2 dashes and a B completing the range. Now to remove the A and B range, you simply click set one more time and you'll see that there is no more A with 2 dashes and a B. It just says free on there now. Now that we have everything calibrated, let's talk about run stop cables. The Nucleus-Nano has its own nano-specific run stop cables that are particular to the specific camera that you're using. On the back of the motor, under the power port, you will find the run stop port that will be connected from the motor into your camera using your specific camera's run stop cable. Communication from the controller to the Nucleus-Nano motor is up to 300 feet, and this includes run stop capabilities. So once you're ready and connected, all you have to do is press the record button, and you'll see the record button light up, and on the screen you'll see a little rec symbol. That will mean that record has been initiated. To turn off record, you press the button one more time, the button turns off, and you'll see that it goes from record to standby. The last thing I want to talk to you guys about is the compatibility between the Nucleus-M and the Nucleus-Nano. So the great thing about this system is that the Nucleus-M can also control the Nano motor, and the Nucleus-Nano can also control the M motors. So for this quick start guide, I want to show you how the Nucleus-M controls the Nano motor. So on the control knob, I'm going to double click set button, which sends it to slave mode. And what I do is I set my phys controller to the same channel as the Nucleus-Nano, and seeing that in its default setting it's on master, I now have control of the Nano motor. So let's say I wanted to use the Nucleus-M handle to control my Nano motor. All I have to do is just make sure that my Nucleus-M handle is set to the same channel as the Nano motor, and just toggle the master slave on the controller, and I should have control of the Nucleus-Nano from my M handle. To send control back to the Nucleus-Nano controller, I just double click set on the back, which gives it master control, and now I have control of the Nano from my Nano controller. And that has been the quick start guide to the Nucleus-Nano. I'm Walter from Tilta, and thanks for watching.